So, one of our loyal viewers and subscribers had asked a question about Donald Trump, being black. If Donald Trump was black, what would happen to him after January 6th? So, we at the Jamaica Young Police channel, yes, we agree with that subscriber, what they had said. And we want to show you, because everything in America have to do with race. If Donald Trump was black, yes, he would, even face the firing squad already. And there's no denying that as a fact, because of what he has done. But, in America, when you're black, you step back. When you're brown, you can stick around. Once you're white, everything will be alright. So we want you to watch this former commentator at MSNBC, Keith Olbermann. He didn't hold back anything. And he was fired from MSNBC, not because of he was criticizing the Republican, he was criticizing Barack Obama for not doing anything for black people and exploiting them and all those things, and he was calling him out about a lot of things, and guess what, they fired him. Yes, and he's white, so when you're white, you're supposed to be a liar. We're not saying that Keith Olbermann is an honest broker, because something that he supports, we at the Jamaica Young Police channel doesn't support, because we believe in God. So I want you to listen to this man right here, Keith Olbermann. You watch, you listen, you decide, and you will see the difference what happened in America when it come on to white people and Donald Trump, or they treat him with kids' glove. But you see, if they did nominate Eric Holder, we know that Donald Trump would be in prison. Now, if or about the first person to arrest Donald Trump was a black man in New York, and everyone were surprised that he did it, because at first he had backed out. So you watch, you listen, you decide.
Donald Trump should spend the rest of his life in prison. His grifting sons and daughters should spend the rest of their lives in prison. His disgusting henchmen, from William Barr to Stephen Miller to Steve Bannon, should spend the rest of their lives in prison. Those fascist, anti-democracy Trump conspirators attempting right now to overthrow the government of the United States, from Rudy Giuliani to Sidney Powell to House Minority Leader McCarthy to the other 125 Republican representatives, they should spend the rest of their lives in prison. President-elect Biden to select as an Attorney General someone whose first act after the inauguration will be to appoint an independent special counsel with a full remit to investigate and prosecute anyone and anything connected to the Trump criminal presidency. Period. And Trump first. Then this country can heal. Not before.
Whether or not you want to believe it, the only GOP candidate right now that stands a chance of becoming president of the United States of America, whether you like him or not, is Christie. And the reason why we at the Jamaica Young Police channel is saying Christie is the only hope for the Republican to win the presidency is because he's the only person who is there telling these brainwashed people the truth. These people who are ideologues, their lives have been changed, and this man, Donald Trump, has been feeding off their ignorance. Christie is the only one who is telling the people the truth. And if the so-called conservative and Christians, in which, who am I to say that they are not Christians? But if they are Christians, they would be able to differentiate between wrong and right. Christie is the only candidate that's telling the people the truth. And we have seen it. And we're not saying that, we are rooting for Christie or rooting against him. And the reason why we at the Jamaica Young Police channel is making this argument is that the reason why the American people got Donald Trump, it's because of Barack Obama. Not because Barack Obama was black, but because of what they have done in Africa. One, the killing of Muammar Gaddafi. Right now, Libya is in turmoil, and before then, Libya was one of the most peaceful countries in Africa. So that was one of the reasons why Hillary Clinton did not want the presidential, the presidency, although she won the popular vote. I don't understand how is that kind of madness. You got the It's like you get the most vote, but you are the loser. That is a madness. And they need to do something about that, because the vote's supposed to represent the people, the climate of the people in their country. Not supposed to about any electoral college and all of that, and you have to be campaign. So people who are running for office in America, they don't campaign for the entire country. They just campaign for certain states. And some states where you have people that's super illiterate, you just go for them. They're not going to change. If you even raise them taxes, it doesn't matter what you do to them. We see Donald Trump raise the white people taxes, you understand, and they still voted for him. That's how you understand. We have seen so many things that he has done to them. He lied to them constantly, and it's just a party. So the only person that can really bring back the party to the fore as a normal party where lies are denounced is Christie. Apart from Christie, everything else is dead. Yes, people not going to have any faith in the party per se, because we have seen where lies have become normalized, and Donald Trump is the poster child for liar. Christie have been speaking truth to the American people and the people in the conservative movement, so-called conservative movement, because as far as we at the Jamaica Young Police channel can see, it's not a conservative movement. It's just a party of hatred, hate others. You understand? Because of that, United States of America is not. It's a divided country, and it's divided because of race. And guess what? The white people, most of them, they cannot compete because they're illiterate, so they cannot get a good job, and most of them, they are suffering. But they don't mind this, even if they can get better. But if the better other race of people will get the better, they rather to suffer. That's how these people are. So the only hope that they have is Christie. If Christie doesn't get the nomination, then it's all out. Joe Biden is gonna be president all over. So whoever want to fool them and tell them otherwise, they just keep fooling themselves, because Christie is the only hope. The other candidates are weak. Yes, the other candidates are weak. Christie is the only GOP candidate who can win the presidency, and the others are weak, and he's a leader. Christie is a leader. When you're a leader, you speak truth. You don't lie to your people, and that's what the others have been doing. Lying to the people then because they want to get their vote, because these people are Donald Trump voters, and they know that these voters love lies. Can you believe? So they say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So Donald Trump just cannot do anything wrong for these people. As Christie have touted and others, Donald Trump was once a Democrat when he was in New York, and he knows to play the system, and then he turned. And the reason why Donald Trump is in all kind of legal trouble is nobody's fault but his, because you understand. And if Donald Trump was black, Donald Trump would be in jail from January 22nd, the day after Joe Biden became president. But because he's not black, that's why he's still free. If Donald Trump was a Barack Obama, he would be in jail for all the things that he had done, and they would execute him in America. But that's how it is, it's showing about white supremacy and how it works. But Christie is the best bet when it comes on to law and order and honesty. Donald Trump have none of that. Donald Trump don't even believe in God. Donald Trump does say things. I doubt if Donald Trump knows what John 3 verse 16 meant. But the same people who claim that they're conservative and they're evangelists and they're this and that, none of them, you cannot tell them anything. So we want you to watch this video and listen to what Donald Trump is saying to show that the man have no conscience or nothing decent about him. So Donald Trump's life is just built on lies. Christie is out in him right now, and that's how it is. You watch, you listen, you decide.
That was your coup, against you.
Well, it started right at the
like when Millie's talking about, you were going to try to do a coup. No, they were trying to do that before you even were sworn in.
That's right.
Trying to overthrow your election.
Well, with Millie, let me see that. I've got to show you an example. He said that I wanted to attack Iran. Isn't it amazing? I have a big pile of papers. This thing just came up. Look. This was him. They presented me this. This is off the record, but they presented me this. This was him. This was the Defense Department and him. We looked at him. This was him. This wasn't done by me. This was him. All sorts of stuff. It's pages long. Look. Wait a minute. Let's see here.
Yeah.
I just found, isn't that amazing? This totally wins my case, Except it is like highly confidential, secret. This is secret information. Look at this. You attack, and
Hillary would print that out all the time, Private email.
she'd send it to Anthony Weiner, the pervert. By the way, isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
I was just saying, because we were talking about it, and he said he wanted to attack Iran and what? These are the papers. This was done by the military, given to me. I think we can probably get it.
We'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to try to figure out
See, as president, I could have declassified it. Now I can't, but this is classified.
now we have a problem.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
It's so cool. I mean, it's so. Here and I have. And you probably almost didn't believe me, but now you believe me.
No, I believe
it's incredible, right?
No,
hey, bring some Cokes in, please. Bad, sick people.
That was your coup,
Yes, those of us who growing up in the 80s would believe everything that America have said and done, because Ronald Reagan and Jimmy Carter and all those people, we in the Caribbean would see them as the defender of democracy. But the same party that's defending democracy now is the same party want to turn it over, which is the Republican Party. And Donald Trump lost the election, and that's what he did, and the people still supported him. So that goes to show you that these are the kind of people that would burn down a country just to rule over the ashes, because people people are doing things that they want others to do and not voting their way. But these are people, they would vote against their own interests because they hate people who do not look like them. And you have to understand that most of these people are from Eastern Europe. And you know that the smartest white people are not from Eastern Europe. So I want you to listen to this man. And they're talking about the brainwashing of children in America, and it goes through the school. Yeah, which is true. Something needs to be done about the education system. They need to bring it back to the center, because this liberal, this unlimited gender business is just plain madness. So I want you to listen to what the conservatives are saying. You watch, you listen, you decide.
Movement on the left, and that's what's happening. It's indoctrination. I mean, they are proselytizing to the next generation, and what we're discovering as parents and conservatives is, wait a second, education really is evangelism. So if you don't control education, you cannot control the future. And Stalin knew that, Mao knew that, right? Hitler knew that. We have to get that back for conservative values.
Yes, it's unfortunate to hear that statement from that man who claims that he's conservative. All those people that he's talking about, Mao, Stalin, Hitler, and all those people are fascists. And fascism is just on one way. You understand? We agree with him about the educational system, in which the government should not allow these crazy people to be indoctrinating our children in this madness, and something needs to be done about it. But the reason why the conservative is losing not only the argument, they're losing the support from the people, is because of racism. The racism of the Conservative Party in the United States of America is palpable. And not only the racism, the unconscionable behavior by these people. These people have no conscience, no decency, no ethics. And the only person that can save them, even in the next election, is Christie. Because he's not sugarcoating it to these people, he's just telling them the truth. But you have to understand, you know, that when people are brainwashed to love lies, that's all they're going to suck up to. And Donald Trump is the epitome of a liar. And, you know, it's just like a Jamaican man would say that, yes, but you know, I'll let you guys listen to that man, that he talks, the way that that man is a lie. He said that he pretend to be dead and people come to him funeral and talk bad things about him and he was still alive. But that's how Donald Trump is the epitome of a liar. The man have no soul, no depth. But you know, the same people who claim that they are conservative or Christian, they are nothing, they are not Christ-like. None of them, most of them, because they have no conscience. You understand? The only person right now in the GOP orbit that's speaking truth is Christie. If Christie get the nod to lead into the next presidential election, he will win, because guess what? Black people will embrace Christie. But I can tell you, with this Republican thing, they're not gonna win. They're not gonna win the states that they need to win to become president, because black people know, you know, when people hate them, and these are some real racist people. Don't watch Uncle Tim Scott. He's, you know that's how it go already. He's already in the house. So who wanted to watch this video? You watch, you listen, you decide.
I believe the you is more than 200 million people that love our country. They're out there.
I listened to Donald Trump's speech last night, and he had the audacity to say that he got indicted for us. Now, I don't know how it benefited the American people for him to take highly sensitive intelligence and secret documents out of the White House, to stonewall the government on returning them for over a year and a half, to subject himself to a raid by the FBI, even though they had asked him voluntarily to return this stuff, and to then be subject to an indictment, which is obviously going to be one of great trouble for the country, because no one wants to see this happen. Donald Trump says that's for us. I mean, it's absurd.
I'm being indicted for you.
Yes, and you know, it's people, you know, like the low IQ Americans that believe everything that Donald Trump says. Or is either they believe him, or because they are liars and they enjoy people lying to them. Because it's like, you know, you have some women, they don't like men who are honest. They like men who are liars. And it's the same thing with these people in the GOP party. Because on God's earth, you have a man who you heard earlier where he's boasting, you know, about having classified documents. It's not his, you know, and he's pretending like it is his. And then you have people in the House of Congress that defending this man. And then these people expect that people must vote for them to rule the country. These people are willing to sell out their own country to one man. What kind of yeah, so you know, that's the end of part one. You know, we're giving you some context about Christie and why Christie is the only candidate for the GOP party that can win in the general election. No other candidate can, because they can't appeal to outside of the racist realm, the people who just hate other people, hate the truth, and hate even, you know, Christ himself. Because if these people were Christ-like people, these people would know the difference between wrong and right, but they are not Christ-like people. They only pretend like they love Jesus Christ, but they don't, because these people are natural-born liars. You understand? And, you know, all inside of their heart is just hate for others who do not look like them. So, have yourself a beautiful day, and part 2 will be coming up shortly. Peace.